Are back in the traditional format. It's Small Talk episode 38. It's my birthday, and wow, we lost a main character, and the drop in quality has been steep and swift, let's just say, and not Taylor Swift. I'm one third of your co-host. My name is Ryan Cam, joined by a button, it looks like, from 3D movie cinema. Rorschach?
Who watches the Watchmen?
Help myself to some beans. Hope you don't mind.
No, I got this I was at Free Comic Book Day the other day on May 4th, and I got this for 99 cents.
Was that supposed to be the comic book where they're showing Superman crossing paths with Watchmen? Comic book run?
Yeah, the Doomsday. That's why the Superman.
Yeah, the Doomsday, because that's supposed to be like the pen, the Doomsday clock, and you see the 12 minutes to midnight before the nuclear holocaust.
I have not read it because out of respect for Alan Moore, because he said Watchmen is one book and that's it. There's no sequel. It's one book. I have seen the HBO show and I like it, but I always respect that I will not read anything else because that's regarded to me as fan fiction. Because Alan Moore has said there's no more sequel. There's nothing. It's just one book, and so I will not read it or nothing. But I do like that. If I see a Watchmen T-shirt with this on, that's cool. I thought that's cool. I mean, it's just the Watchmen clock, but. Yeah, I also have the smiley face too. The smiley face from Watchmen with the blood going down it,
on the comedian's pin.
Yeah, I love Watchmen. That's one of my favorite novels. But anyway, I am so glad to be here tonight. Really excited. I cannot wait to get into this. And I just want to say, Ryan, my condolences, buddy. I know this is tough for you right now and everything. And this is on a serious note that I'm glad that you did this because I asked you, if you wanted to do this, and I know you had, and I'm so sorry, and my heart goes out to you, buddy, and everything. And I know we like to fuck around all the time and everything, but I really am glad that you come on today and everything because I mean I know this is probably I was expecting you not to want to do this week, and I would have totally understood, but I just want to say, Ryan, I'm grateful for you to be here, buddy, and my heart goes out to your family.
Well, thank you very much for that. In case anyone didn't hear the news, my grandma passed away this past Monday. We're filming this on Thursday the 9th. She passed away on Monday, May the 6th. I put it out on social media in various places. You all sent the nicest messages, publicly and privately. If there was a way to get to me, you got to me, and I really do appreciate it all very much. It hurts because I was very close to her. She had Alzheimer's for the last 3 years of her life, and she had heart disease. I hated seeing her like that, and so I don't want to sound cruel or anything, but I prayed for a day like Monday, and it happened. So not because I wanted her gone, but because I wanted her suffering to be over, and it was. And now she is with the angels, as that's what I've been saying to everybody. And as far as doing this, I mean, there wouldn't be anything I would rather be doing because, in the words of Pink Floyd from the Wall album, the show must go on. So there's nothing else that I would rather do. Matt feels very left out right now. So Matt, how are you?
No, you don't have to apologize because yeah, I commented on your social media posts. I know exactly what you're going through because I lost my grandma last year, and I know I brought that up last time when we were covering the first season of Smallville. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear from your loss. I bet she lived a long life. My grandma lived a long life, and hey, time goes on, and I feel sorry for you, dude. And I'm glad that you were able to come on today, dude.
Yeah, it's a thing where where it really because this first episode especially touches on because we just literally this is the first episode after Jonathan's death, and so Jacob was DMing me as it deals with grief pretty heavily, and it does. But prepping for this show and doing YouTube stuff and going to work, it really helped me refocus and keep on the straight and narrow path and all of that. So thanks to you guys for all of your kind messages. Thank you to everyone who reached out to me. It was really, really very kind. I didn't know how many friends I had in this space until this past week. So I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. It means so much. But one more thing before we do dive into talking about season 5 episodes 13, 14, and 15. We got the first image of David Cornsweet as I almost said Batman.
As Batman, really? I did not know that. Holy shit, he's Batman? I thought he was Superman. That shit blew my mind. James Gunn is a master of
biggest
trickery.
twist.
Superman.
He was making a Batman movie this whole time. We thought it was Superman. He's like, watch this, bitches. It's Batman. And he's like, yeah, you thought I was Superman? Nah, man, I'm Batman. And like,
Not.
Nicholas Holt Superman.
As Superman, excuse me. And and we can talk about it in a minute, but the reaction was largely positive from what I saw, but then there were others who were like, I guess this is what Superman is now, dark and brooding. I'm just like, it's one photo. You guys have not seen any trailers yet. In the words of Michael Jordan from that McDonald's PSA,
Stop it. Get some help.
but I pass it off to you. What did you think?
That's a good one. That should definitely add that fucking clip in this video.
It's going in, but what did you all think of the image? I thought it looked great.
Oh yeah, I completely agree with you. That it was a great clip. I was like, yeah, sure, it was not the kind of image I was expecting. I thought we were at least gonna get the classic suits, but I kind of understand why James Gunn wanted to go for this version of the suit to make it more believable and not just some skin tight suit that we've seen before. And also, this is a lot of reminiscent to the New 52 suit, but now we got a glimpse from Superman's Down Under. We got the fucking trunks. We definitely have the trunks. If you brighten the screen up a little bit more, you definitely can spot it. And this is literally more of Superman like getting out of the fight, because if you notice the emblem on his chest, it was burnt. It was battle damage of the suit. And what was going on in the background? I mean, I had to take a good look at what it was in the background. At first, I thought it was Brainiac, and a lot of people brought it up too, and I'm not the only one. But I've looked into it because we know how James Gunn is taking a lot of influences from the All-Star Superman storyline. I think it's Solaris, the one with the robot alien that can poison stars. If that was taking appearance from the All-Star Superman storyline, and it's also in the animated film. If you haven't checked that out yet, it's really good. But I don't know. I could be wrong. It could be something else completely. But it would be interesting to see Solaris in live action.
I'm a big Superman fan, so
Your,
I just
your love has been hit or miss from what I've known about you.
I don't know. I mean, Superman he never has a cool costume. No, but really, seriously, people don't realize that is a battle damaged costume. It's dirty. It's not like, I mean, once we see it, people are like wondering, like they wanted to see David Cornsweet standing on top of a statue going. I'm like, no,
Hey, I'm gonna save a kitten in the tree and fucking have cake and smile.
Like, you want him to get like when he's fighting, going like this,
smiling the entire time as he's in the middle of a fight. Like, are you kidding me? Come on,
like,
dude.
what is he, the
And also,
Joker?
and also the still shot may not be the same shot that's going to be in the movie. That just could be just behind the scenes, and they're just adding the effect shots and giving us an idea of what's going on.
My stance on it is that we have not seen even a trailer yet, or even the beginnings of one yet. It is an image, and there are some people who have just completely written it off. I'm just sitting there like, are you that Snyder pilled that you cannot like see the forest through the trees and understand that we haven't
This
seen
shit is trash, yo.
And also, I wanted to point out, like, there's a quote from Secret Invasion from Don Cheadle's character. Hey, have you been taking stupid pills? And also, but like, why are you judging it from a still image? Like, it's just giving you a taste of what he's gonna look like in the suit. But also, we got to see this in motion. By the time we see a footage, people will grow on it and people will get over it. And I can guarantee people will flip the script and be like, oh, this looks awesome. I've always had faith in it. No, you didn't. You were trashing it from the beginning.
It's New 52. It's New 52.
It's a New 52 suit with the Kingdom Come like S shield and the trunks that we all know that was going to happen. We all knew that was coming.
Underwear.
We all knew James Gunn was going to bring back the trunks.
Yeah, like Henry Cavill had his dick hanging out the whole time. I'm like,
I think just people were so butthurt. People were so butthurt because it's not the classic Superman suit that we know. Like, dude, There's been fucking over 50 different variations of that suit been done in comics, live action, and animation.
John
So
Campea
which one
brought
are you
this up.
preferring to?
That I
Wrong,
thought that was
Matt.
in there.
Wrong. It needs to be the Reeves Superman suit every time, all the time, or else what are we even doing?
You
There
know
you
what's
go.
funny? Yeah, you know what's funny? John Campea brought this up. He said back in 2006, he was at CinemaCon, and Bryan Singer walks out. And then people are asking, the first question I want to ask him is, why did you change the Superman suit? And he goes, what suit are you referring to? Because there's so many suits of Superman. There's not one differentiated suit. It's all different suits. Are you talking about the 1938 suit? Are you talking about the 1939 suit? Are you talking about the 1940 suit, 1978 suit, the 1990 suit from the Bruce Timm show? Are you talking about the 2003 Justice League? There's so many suits that he has worn over the years. What suit are you referring to? None of these suits matter because they're all different interpretations of the character. Not one suit is definitive to this character.
And it's not sacred because here's the thing, like every character that portrays the iconic role, every actor is their own Superman, kind of like James Bond. Every actor that portrayed James Bond is their own interpretation of James Bond. We're not here to copy off of these other iterations that did a big betrayal. And also, even if it's not the like one of the best suits in the world, it's not going to change the quality of the movie. Like, how many
You know,
times have we seen costumes that are so good in perfection, but the movie itself is not great? Like,
Exactly.
look at, for instance, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, my favorite live-action Spidey suit of all time. I know it's a hot take and people love the Tobey Maguire suit, but I thought that The Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit is the best one that they put on screen, but the movie itself was very mediocre.
fuck you, man.
But look what happened with BVS, the movie. When that movie came out, the Superman outfit was perfection. The bat suit was definitely a comic book accurate of that in live action, but a lot of people shit all over that movie. So it
But yeah,
doesn't really do
I
anything.
I
Ultimate
think
Edition's better,
I
way
think
better.
BVS
Oh
is
yeah, I agree. Yeah, the
Good.
3 hour cut is better.
it's misunderstood, but that's a conversation for another time. I think the
Yeah,
point we're trying to
uh,
get at is that
yeah.
stuff evolves. It always evolves. So, like,
Hot take.
unless it turns out bad, like you could come back to us and type in the comments, well, this didn't age well,
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah.
But
My favorite costume is the Amazing Spider-Man. My favorite
Really?
costume
Oh,
is
you
the
really love
Amazing.
the Amazing Spider-Man,
The
the
first
first
costume,
one.
I love the costume. Yeah, I mean, people, oh, it looks like a
I didn't hate
basketball.
the costume
I
either.
like
I
the
mean, it
costume.
was more, it was like more of like a working
It's
progress of
it's
him making that suit.
yeah. I like that they tried to make it different. I like that they tried to not make like, oh, we're not trying to follow. Like, I feel like even though no offense to you on your take on the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, I felt
Mhm.
like they were not trying to copy Tobey Maguire. And I
No,
like that they were not
that's
trying
fine.
to copy.
I'm not against it. I didn't hate the suit. I think
Yeah,
that suit gets
I
so
like that they were trying to say this
overhated.
is our Spider-Man, and then that's their Spider-Man, and I like
Mhm.
that they were not trying to follow the same storyline. I mean, I will say I like the Tobey Maguire films more, but I like the Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man 2. I will say though, the Tobey Maguire is a better story narrative compared to Amazing Spider-Man films because you actually even Spider-Man 3, it feels like they have a narrative and it follows the narrative versus like the Amazing Spider-Man movies, which feels like okay, Oscorp's behind everything in every movie.
Right.
And so that's why just like with the super suits, if the movie's good, then and nobody will care about suits. Like, I'll tell you right now, the Suicide Squad. When I saw set photos of the costumes, I thought this was the shittiest looking costumes ever.
Yeah.
Like they showed a picture of like of the guy with like the spear and all that. And I
Yeah, and
remember watching.
you got John Cena as Peacemaker. Look at that outfit. That looked very rough to look at behind the scenes. So like, what the hell am I looking at? And Polka Dot Man, well, get the fuck out of here. But then you
we
saw the film. Now it looked much better in motion.
yeah, we could do this all day, but we do have to get to Smallville at some point.
Let's talk about one really good
Look at the
episode of
Shazam
Smallville.
costume, the first Shazam movie costume. That looked like a come out of fucking cosplay. And that movie was fucking great. Then the Fury of the Gods, much better costume than the first one. That was a major step down from the movie from the first one.
Mhm.
So there's been many patterns have been happening before.
Shazam Fury of
Speaking of
the Gods, me in the future, enter in the Price is Right horn. Do 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 do.
yeah, we're here to talk about Smallville now,
Yep.
and we're here to talk about one really good episode and two really shitty episodes.
Well, let's you can't make an omelet without cracking some eggs, so let's start cracking. This is season
More like a bitch slap with some eggs.
May I finish? This is season 5, episode 13, called I'll Die Alone. I will have vengeance.
Yeah, you know what? Not that. You know what? You get out of here, you punk!
Clark Kent drops out of the rest of the semester at Metropolis High to help Martha on the farm. He can do both, but let's. He misses Jonathan and has not superseded the loss of his foster father. Martha offers Jonathan's watch to Clark, but he refuses. Martha goes to Metropolis to donate Jonathan's belongings to a mission, and she is assaulted by 2 low-life criminals. However, she is rescued by a masked and powerful vigilante, no, not him. Uh, Clark feels guilty about
Batman's in this show?
yeah, a Batwoman, but we'll cross that. They decide to find the Angel of Vengeance, and when they meet her, she discloses her identity of Chloe's klutzy colleague, Andrea Rojas, and tells that she became powerful 6 months ago after a heart transplantation of a donation that was hit by of a donate that was hit by the meteor shower. Yeah. Her her mother her mother her mother and she were attacked by a mugger who killed her mother while Andrea survived, thirsty of revenge against the killer of her mother. Clark joins.
Are you okay?
Clark
I mean, this is like reading. It's like this sounds even stupider than what the episode is.
Clark joins
This sounds
Andrea.
really cool.
Clark joins Andrea, but with a different viewpoint of justice, since Andrea believes in killing criminals who have gotten away with murder through legal technicalities, whereas Clark still believes in the court system despite it not working most of the time. Meanwhile, Lionel tries to take the Luthor Core from Lex, but he is blackmailed and gives up his intention. So,
I never seen that shit before.
Reckoning was amazing. This was the complete opposite of that. Where do we
It's like
even start?
it's a clutterfuck of an episode right here. Like you were describing this, and I'm like, if I'm the showrunner, I'm like, all right, you guys got to rework this fucking script because there are 3 different plot lines in this girl's origins right here. Like, okay, she got meteorite. Okay, her mother got killed. I'm like, okay, pick a fucking lane and go with it. Okay, you're on 3 different freaking lanes. Okay, literally, I would literally sit the writers down and go like, look, you have 3 different arcs for this girl. Choose literally an origin story and go with it. Do not choose one story, 3 different freaking storylines.
But then we can't explain how she got her abilities. How does she get her powers?
By a heart
Not from a heart transplant, from a girl who died in the last meteor shower.
Because that's how heart transplants work, guys. We are totally doctors. Oh my God.
I would have dropped that completely.
I will say that this episode, not bad, but I just don't like the vengeance vigilante chick that just added into this plot that felt a little bit weak. Felt like they needed to have an excuse for Clark, have a distraction, and not dealing with grief of the loss of his dad.
Matt being rather
And also her character was so foreshadowing of what Clark will be. Vigilante by night, like reporter by day. That's literally like a copy and paste from Superman.
These are awful henchmen, by the way. Like I was watching this opening, like, hey, pretty lady. And I'm like, is this a fucking Power Rangers episode? Like, what the fuck is this?
It was that was so overacted.
You're like, oh yeah, we're gonna rob you, lady. I was just waiting for like the go Power Rangers.
I have a big feeling that those henchmen were definitely like dubbed. That was so ADR that you can totally tell.
We're gonna rob you there, eh? We're gonna rob you. Okay, they're Canadian showing. Can we dub them? All right, we're gonna rob you. Give us the purse, eh? They're Canadian was probably showing, and they're like, yeah, we can't let them know this is in Vancouver, so we're just gonna. I mean, really, this I feels like they were like 100% of this was going into like Reckoning, and then like this episode was kind of like guys, hey, look, we got 3 other. You guys know we have like a bunch of other episodes coming up after Reckoning, and like, oh shit, okay, we'll put someone else in charge. We'll put a writer in charge of that episode. Let them figure it out. And they're like, we kind of need you on this one. Just you're fine, okay? No one's gonna care Reckoning was so good, no one's going to care about the next
I
episode.
mean, I feel like that they should have added a little bit differently. Like, I'm all about seeing Clark not dealing with his
This
grief, and that was
episode's
the
a cluster
strength of
fuck.
this episode. But the vigilante chick was just the weakest. Like, did we really need this stupid shit?
And
Like,
here's
this episode's bad. This episode's bad. Both this and the next episode are bad. And I'm like, it's really hard to rank these because they're both so bad. I mean, this also feels like a bad superhero sketch from like Saturday Night Live or something.
yeah.
No, this is like a little bit more of a Saturday morning cartoon episode.
And also, the costume's horrible. It tries to make her look like she's Mexican Zorro. Like a
She
female
literally
version of Zorro.
was a ripoff from Zorro. Like, come on, dude.
I could jump high buildings, and I'm just like, literally. I mean, I'm trying to find the positive. This is awful, though. There is, and also like, so Clark was there when she was when she was threatening Chloe. Okay, couldn't Clark X-ray her and figure out who she is? Because Clark runs into her like instantly at the end. Like whenever she's running, she goes, "They're looking for her," and then coincidentally she's right there, and she goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I'm just like, "Oh my god!"
That was
like,
that was literally the Clark Kent disguise. That's a ripoff from Clark Kent disguise. They did that on purpose.
It feels like this is like a shitty version.
Oh, remember the phone booth joke? Oh, you always changing the phone booth? The phone booth?
I'm just laughing.
Get it? This is
how
the
bad,
Superman
this is
show,
like,
you guys.
And she's got that fucking contact lens from the fucking box of a product placement from her purse. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, come on. Give me
also, the fact is, this is also the fact.
This is a fucking boring petty revenge story.
He's also
like,
awful in this.
Oh
movie.
yeah, and also yeah, the only Clark's mission is getting his dad's watch back that was stolen from those two mugs, those two criminals that mugged her mom.
The thing is, there are like Tom Welling, bless his soul. Like he has some good moments in this episode, especially at the beginning and at the end, where
the ending was my favorite of the part of the episode that I will get a positive on that. Seeing a home video of his dad when he was very young on a tractor. That fucking made me tear the fuck up. And that should have been stretched out from that. Take away from that vigilante character storyline that was completely pointless. This would have been a strong episode. This would have been an epilogue.
Isn't she the huntress or something? Isn't she the huntress?
I don't think so, no.
I thought she was always the huntress. Like, you know, that was that character from, like, you know, like the DC Comics, the huntress. I could have swore she was the huntress.
No, she's not the huntress.
Oh, I always thought that. I don't know why the fuck I always thought that. By the way, I just don't understand. Also, it's really funny because Tom Welling, whenever they were behind the scenes video, Tom Welling was sitting there talking to Michael in the trailer saying, "Hey, this girl's gonna be like on our next episode of Smallville. It's like a cover girl model, and you know, she's gonna play like the big vigilante or something in this." And so basically, and I'm just thinking, I believe it. I think models can act, but like sometimes if you're better at one profession, best to stick to that profession.
Did you know in the bonus features they did a little bit of a mini story of her character continuing on after the events of that episode?
I mean, I honestly don't think, which I know I sound like I'm shitting on this actress, but like I think maybe give her like a better writer or something, because I mean, like she was awful in this episode. Like this is like an awful character. I was just like watching, going, now it's not as bad as the Grim Reaper dude that can just touch people and go,
oh dear God, we're gonna get to the
Jesus
Doom episode in just a minute.
I don't think acting. I don't think the acting was bad. It's just that the writing was really bad, giving her a bad material.
She's given nothing to work with. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I know I'm shitting on. I feel like I'm shitting on her, but really, it's really the writing is what I'm shitting on the most. Like I hate the writing.
Exactly.
Like I do like that Clark was isolating himself from everyone. Like he's like, you know, like you know, Martha's like trying to give him a watch, and Lana's trying to come talk to him, and he just doesn't want to have anything.
He doesn't want to accept the watch, and he couldn't even look at it.
Yeah, because he just wants to be isolated. It's kind of like that scene in Amazing Spider-Man 2, when after Gwen Stacy dies. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen the movie, it's been like a 10-year fucking movie, 10-year-old fucking film. So if you haven't seen it, oh fucking well. But like literally, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Gwen Stacy does, and you see Peter isolates himself, and all he does is just sit there at Gwen's grave and every single day. And I feel like that's kind of like this, where he's isolating himself. He doesn't want to talk to nobody. He just wants to be left alone.
He just wants to keep himself distracted, because the more he brings it up, the more it becomes a reality, and he doesn't want to believe that he's really gone, because he is gone. He's no longer with him anymore.
So let's.
And I feel like if he accepted the watch, it probably would have brought more pain to him from his dad's watch. It was just like keeps reminding him that yeah, he's gone.
Let's talk about Chloe for a second and her like fixation on this like angel of vengeance. I was just sitting there like, poor Clark. He just wants his police reports. And Chloe's just like, have you heard about this angel? This angel is so
She's
brilliant.
getting
It's
so
interesting.
excited to come up with this superhero nickname.
I'm just sitting there like Clark, like if I were in Clark's head, I'd be like, just open my eyes really bright and just zap her right now.
No one will know. No one.
Homelander style, baby. But
He's got to get hard though to do it, and he's like, I can't get hard looking at Chloe. Man, maybe Lana will come in, and I'll just be like, ah. So I can't. My dad's dead right now, so I can't really get turned on. So it's like right now he's got ED right now. So that's probably why we haven't seen him use his heat vision in this episode, because he's got like a cock block mentality going on right now. So he's just like, I can't perform like I usually can with super speed.
and
How about we talk about in this episode about Lex and Lionel, about the whole Apex takeover that Lionel had to do to get Luthor Corp back on track, because Lex was bringing the company down under during his election.
I feel like a lot of this was done before, and like we're back to with Clark and Lana the whole will they won't they. I'm like, we have literally done this for going on 5.5 seasons, 100 episodes. We have done this, and they're still not anywhere closer to where they were. Just break up, or like Lois Lane's already in the show. Like, what is the freaking tease going on here?
They're an on and off relationship thing. I think it's
I also,
when someone dies, she's gonna come right back in to his arms and help him with this grief.
I also like that like Lionel is literally like having like, they're like Lionel literally is just trying to take this company over to get, because Lex has been running the company since Lionel went to prison and everything, and he's becoming, like Lionel's basically been like, working under Lex essentially. So now Lionel's trying to get back to be the alpha, and make Lex his bitch again. And like Lex, which I kind of think when Lionel was running the company, he did it a lot better.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Like when he had that gun in the one scene, like General MacArthur's gun, and he's like, I have returned. I'm like, okay, this could be interesting. And no, right back to status quo.
Yeah,
Which I mean,
he's trying to bring the company back up because he saw what Lex was doing with the company. He was bringing that company down under during his election, draining every cent that he can do to win a race.
it's because Lex is not ready to be the CEO. He's ready. His father is a great CEO because he literally takes notice of like, this is what I need, and this is also Lex is kind of scummy too. Like he's just literally like, just
And
seems
also,
like,
he's trying to blackmail him about his last visit with Jonathan before his death. I remember he's trying to blackmail him. He's like, "You ain't gonna take this company, motherfucker. I got some dirt on you."
Also, I do. There are some things I do like in this, like Clark and the Chloe mugging scene. I like that aspect of it. Whenever like Chloe and them were talking, I'm talking about the mugging
Yeah, I know.
scene.
And the scene where they're trying to reenact the mugging and trying to get the vengeance attention.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Doesn't it feel like that? It felt like Tom Welling was a director and trying to direct the performance out of her. That kind of felt like that in the scene. Doesn't it
Yeah,
felt?
it does kind of
It
feel like
felt like that a lot. So you gotta scream with passion. Come on, you're not screaming loud enough.
yeah. Which and I also like the Lex and Lana scene, like when Lex and Lana are talking. That I thought that was really great. And also the Huntress and Clark doing detective work. I like that aspect of it. And like how the Huntress is going after the man, but Clark holds back, but then the Huntress goes for it and she just kills him.
Yep, straight up like just knifed him in the heart.
And he just like you see, like she's like, I'm willing to kill, unlike Clark, who doesn't want to cross that line. Although he has crossed that line, he just doesn't remember it. Or the showrunners don't want you to remember it. Like, oh, Clark didn't kill that one guy that was doing this.
Or the race car dude from Fast and Furious style.
Didn't blow his ass up.
He fucking blew his ass up. It's like, we're not going to talk about that. If you want to get technical, he inadvertently killed a lot of people.
Killed people. Yeah, but also I do like that she goes after Lionel too. Like how Lionel she busts in that glass and she's like,
Yeah, because
like,
she helped because she was told that he was held responsible for her mother's death. That put a hit on her mom.
I thought that was great.
Oh yeah. I did love the moment where he tells Chloe, like, I did not squeeze the life. I could have squeezed the life out of him, but I didn't. Like, what made you stop? My dad's voice. For some reason, I can hear him. I thought that was a touching moment.
I mean, I agree. I thought that was great. Was the scene where what was that just happened? Yeah, I also like Lionel talking with Martha, and I thought that was pretty great too, and like Martha watching the footage of Jonathan tape, and I like how like the ending really gets you passionately and everything, and I thought that's what really makes it like if they would have just got rid of the shittiness of the Huntress and just focused on Lionel and Grief, and this is maybe it was someone who like they should have just made it like a female who has superpowers who doesn't go after people for vengeance, and maybe it was just like a person just like Clark who goes after, and maybe you find out, maybe they rework it and say, hey, Clark, because him taking off because of his dad is what caused her death. Like maybe if Clark is the one that accidentally killed her mom because she blames Clark because she's like, you took off. Like you did not do your super thing. You were just grieving about your father. And so somebody killed, and then my mother was killed because nobody was there to save her. So then she got superpowers, and then she went and I thought that would work better.
I don't know. I think that would not make any sense because he was still not in the stage of him being a superhero yet. He was not.
But
there.
like he goes
I don't
around
think it would have
saving
had.
people. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
I don't think the connection with the mom would not add up very well.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Is anything better?
Like you kind of lost me from right there. It's like, wait, what?
I was thinking like because Clark always like saves the day. Maybe she worked with like Jonathan Kent. I don't know. Maybe find some connection to Clark and maybe blame Clark. That's what I would have done. Maybe she goes after Martha Kent, and then Clark has to stop her. I don't know. I'm just saying there really was no purpose for her to be in this episode other than like just to be like the Japper.
Really, I agree.
Yeah.
No purpose. We didn't need her in this episode.
But with that, I think we can go to ratings. Jacob, 1 to 10, what do you got?
3 out of 10.
All right,
3?
Matt,
That low. Damn, I go with like it's an okay episode. I give it like a 6 out of 10.
You what?
Fuck you, man.
I think there's a lot of touching emotional moments without that shit, without the beginning of Clark dealing with grief, and without that ending. That I would have gone so much lower.
That's where my 3 stars are going, to the ending.
To quote Gene Siskel, "Where's your big red hat and beard, Santa? You just gave them a gift." But
I gave them a big old gift.
But I'm going 4. I'm giving an additional star to Tom Welling and Tom Welling alone because he crushed it in this one.
Him breaking down crying at the end, like that was a powerful performance on Tom Welling's end.
Yeah.
I think I'm comfortable enough in saying that he is my Superman at this point. I've been toying with it for a while, but he is my
Superman trainee.
No, he is my Superman. Let's put it to bed right now.
Superman.
But let us move on now to, I don't know if this is one.
Your worst episode.
Oh yeah, like come on, we can all agree Tomb was the dog shit episode.
I mean, both of these are shit. It's like I don't know what the saving.
No, I thought the Vengeance was better, but Tomb was just got fucking pointless.
Guys! I know you want to get to Diet the Ring, but let me do my thing first.
This is not the Ring. No, this is more like fucking Stairs of Echo.
Stir of Echoes.
Yes, like can't make. I'm like, I'm 100%. This episode made me believe now. I am 100% confident that Miles Miller and Alfred Gupp go to Blockbuster and rent fucking movie, because we just got an episode that's basically like a ripoff of Zorro, and then now we got an episode that's like fucking Stir of Echoes.
Kind of feels like a fucking Ring episode.
And then now we got an episode. No, it's Stir of Echo, because remember the dead girl's trying to.
Oh, I never seen that movie, so I don't know the reference.
Then the next episode's basically the $6 Million Man. So it's like their Blockbuster week was basically Stir of Echo is the $6 Million Man and the freaking Zorro. I'm just like,
gentlemen, we can rebuild him. But this is season 5, episode 14, called Tomb.
Where's Chloe?
There are things that squirm just beneath the skin. You feel like you want to do something wrong to yourself?
Smallville, followed by Beauty and the Geek 2 on the WB Thursday.
Chloe starts seeing a dead girl's ghost. Of course, no one believes her, not even Clark. I'm not even making that up. I'm literally reading that off of IMDb. There's no snark
If
there.
you've seen the episode, I don't know what the hell, why are you watching this video if
When
you haven't
Chloe
seen it.
finds the
If you haven't
body
seen the
hidden in the
episode,
Talon's wall, she is possessed by the girl's spirit and goes searching for the killer. In the end, Clark surprisingly doesn't save the day. Chloe, possessed by Gretchen, does. But Clark only manages to push Lana a bit further from him. Story of this entire show so far. Meanwhile,
I mean, really, you're not wrong.
Jesus.
Like eating a shit sandwich.
meanwhile, Lionel encourages Martha to take the late Jonathan's place as senator. So, this episode was terrible. Where would you like to start?
Oh, a girl has a fucking. There's a ghost in this fucking episode in the Talon. Somehow the fucking lightning Joe fucking lightning struck in her fucking where her fucking body was in the fucking goddamn wall all these goddamn years.
There's
And the
so many
spirit just suddenly.
coincidences, Matt. There's so many coincidences in this fucking episode.
And
I
also
was like,
the only
oh,
thing that would work, but the only thing that would work is wearing a kryptonite fucking bracelet on her fucking wrist, on her corpse. Oh yeah, that's what jolted of her like ghost possession on Chloe. Like, are you kidding me right now?
Matt, what's the quote from the pitch meeting?
Oh, it's gonna be super easily, barely inconvenience.
There it is. That's the story.
Somehow, out of no, after all these goddamn years that that spirit waited to jolt her spirit coming out of the goddamn wall
how
was a
many
fucking lightning struck.
storms were in that happened? It's in Kansas, by the way. It's in fucking Kansas.
How the fuck?
Yes, they had bad weather until today.
Yeah, let's have some excuses to explain about Chloe's like diagnosis of her psychosis from her mom, because they try to find some horrible excuses to find more about Chloe's backstory, about her hereditary from her mom being like psychotic, whatever, psychotic break.
We see the back of her mom's head.
They never reference that until this fucking episode, by the way. That never comes up at
But
all.
but also it was because Chloe knew where her mom is. She's in a psych ward. It was brought up in that nightmare episode of season 4 at the end of the episode. So now they brought that. So now they brought it back.
But no, actually, no. But then she remembers whenever Chloe goes digging in Clark's past, I think in season 2 or 3.
No. In season 4, she mentioned I found my mom and she's in a psych ward, and I'm afraid that I'm going to end up like my mom. This was in like when these characters had a bunch of relived their worst nightmares and they got in a coma. That was in season 4. That was like in the mid-season finale.
Yeah, that's the first time they mentioned that. But if you think about the first time that Chloe ever mentions her mom, is when
no, she couldn't find her. She didn't know where the hell she was until like years later, and during their senior year, she said, "Hey, I found my mom. She's in a psych ward."
Which, by the way, I will say that was an interesting plot point, but instead they go with the fucking Stirrup Echo.
We just had to add a fucking spirit in this fucking nurse who's a sociopath, the creepiest motherfucker in the world.
This is even worse than the prom episode with the spirit. This is literally like, I am a ghost. And she goes, ooh,
help me,
like bad CGI. That they would later use on Nancy Drew.
I'm sorry, you look like a ghost that Haley Joel Osment would see in The Sixth Sense. Like next scene, she's hand you a videotape.
This might as well be the fucking Sixth Sense episode. Another ripoff they did. I said people.
So the blockbuster haul included Zorro, Stir of Echoes, and The Sixth Sense.
And the $6 million man and Terminator.
That too.
We'll get to that episode.
It's really just like, come on, seriously, literally. And on top of it, there are like a bunch of things have to go right in this episode for this all it's like the domino effect. Like, oh, this goes right. Oh, this goes right too. Oh, just like there's all right. So let's talk about the killer. Okay, the killer who randomly is there working at the hospital. He's like, oh, well, they dug up the girl that I killed. Well, I guess it's time. I've been waiting for 20 fucking years. This one perfect lightning storm.
I want to torture her and have her fucking slice her own wrist to be at peace. Oh my God. What a fucking terrible writing I've seen. Like, makes
Also,
no
this
fucking
guy
sense.
literally comes off like he killed her. There's no way if he gives himself away to Lois, there's no way he got away with this like in the freaking 90s or 80s. There's no way he got away with this.
There's no way that they would have gotten away with it. No way.
Because he literally, I'm sorry, but he literally basically confesses to Lois and then leaves. And also, he never explains how he gets in the freaking room again.
Yeah, what the hell did he get there so
locked
fast?
the
Did he
door.
just leave the goddamn room?
He locks the door.
And he just snucks up on her that quick in a second. That is so fucking typical horror bullshit that we've seen so many. It's such a cliche.
I mean, also what's really funny is he literally like, all right, so he confesses to Lois, and then the only way Clark finds it is because someone conveniently took a photo of him, and Clark looks at the photo and goes, hey,
I recognize him.
You know, and he's just giving that evil stare like,
yeah, where was that laying near the computer about his information? Like, where the hell did that come from?
I mean, like, literally, this only reason Clark finds out where he lives is because someone randomly took a photo that just happened to be the correct photo to point them in the right direction. Literally, so basically, if someone would have went over here and took a photo, they never would have found the Chloe and him. They never would have found them. If someone would Clark just randomly looks at that photo and goes, hey. Like, this is like, it's literally just like I remember we were laughing about the Brainiac sending in like Lana the gift, and it had this is 10 times worse because all this shit that keeps happening, you're just like, there's no way that would happen. There's no way this would happen. And then there's no way this would happen. Like, literally, okay, Lex had that place built, okay? Didn't Lex they repurposed that place? So wouldn't they have found the body then?
No, it was already been built a long time ago because Lex took over the Talon for the copy shop that Lana wanted, and they just renovated the place.
Also, there's no like lime or nothing in there, so basically, like, they would have smelt her corpse rotting.
Yeah, no, makes no sense. Another plot hole.
I mean, I'm just sorry. That just to me was. And then on top of that, okay, so basically, when also the episode's basically okay, and also Lex is suggesting shock therapy for Chloe also. When like,
you know what really bothered me? You know what really bothered me? Lana coming to Lex like, hey, Lex, you were in Belle Reve and you had some sort of help. Yeah, he had shock therapy, but he wasn't really ill. He was drugged by his fucking dad. He was never ill. Did we forget about what the fuck happened in season 3? That was such a major character assassination from Lex's end into Lana's end.
Well, Lex, I understand Lex, like, because Lex
no,
is like
Lex knew that what going on and didn't bother to bring that up. Like, okay, we're gonna give her the help we need. Wait, you didn't get the help you need. You were fucking brainwashed. Give her the help
we need. Which that's why I laughed at so hard when he said that. Because I'm like, oh god, they're gonna try to shock Chloe, aren't they? They're gonna give her shock.
I think that Lex had an agenda going on with Chloe that he knows more than what he's letting on.
Which I thought that was interesting. I like how she tased like the ghost version of it. Tased.
Oh yeah, the spirit, the ghost chick that just tased Lex. Also, like, damn, she got away so easily, and Lex just didn't bother to go after her when he got tased in the neck.
Also, Chloe swapping bodies with a dead girl's dumb. I thought that was.
It was so stupid.
That was
one touch of a kryptonite bracelet and body snatched.
Also, Anne makes a dumb choice. Instead of like, she acts like, why not kill him after she tastes the guy and knocks him out? She goes down there to help Lois. Wouldn't you make sure he's like he's incapacitated? Wouldn't it make sense to tie him up or something? Because she does that, goes downstairs, and then the guy's behind her knocks her out.
But also at the end, when she tells that this is the same girl that you murdered, she just used the bracelet to possess his body and to kill himself. Why didn't you do that earlier?
And we never see him kill himself either. He just goes like this, holds the knife, and goes, I'm dead. And then her spirit floats away like this, goes, floating. Thank you. And
thank you.
I'm like,
what are you, fucking Casper the Friendly Ghost here? You got your unfinished business?
Honestly, Casper is scarier than this woman.
She basically just like scares. I guess she gives him a heart attack or something because we never see the knife go in. I mean,
I did see the knife go through. I watched the episode. Like, no, the knife definitely went through.
I've been
Well, he
watching all
dies.
the Halloween movies. That night definitely went through.
Oh yeah.
But all right, so I'll let you guys have that one. But also, the Clark Figures is out yet because someone haven't taken it out. I told that.
The only
All right,
positive I can think of in this fucking episode is when
I do like
Chloe
that.
facing her fears by going to her mom because she
I
never
do like that
visits her.
Chloe's suicidal. Like everybody thinks Chloe's. I do like that aspect of the episode. Is that everybody is like Dream Warriors kind of where everybody thinks they're like Chloe's crazy and she's like, I'm not
Oh,
crazy. I'm
see
not.
another rip-off plotline of Dream
Yeah.
Warriors.
Uh, Also, I like that Lionel convinces Martha to run for Senate. I thought that was really cool. And Lex looking for Milton Fine at the beginning of the episode, which I thought that would have been a much better plot than Lex trying to help Lon with Chloe's
Oh
mental.
yeah, absolutely.
And
And
I
now
like
Clark goes to his mom saying, "No, you should definitely take the Senate." But then she's going to be very busy and she's not going to be home that often. So that's going to be a little bit more difficult. But no, I will take over the farm. It will be fine. You should definitely be a senator.
Yeah, but yeah, that's about it. We're done. We don't want to talk about it anymore.
What about
This
Chloe
is
facing her fears with her mom, not being able to
We
visit her?
brought that up. Jacob brought that up. Jacob, 1 to 10.
um 1.5.
All right, Matt. What about you?
I'm giving it 2 because I'm being generous about it. 2 out of 10.
I thought you were gonna say 6 for some reason.
Why the
If you
fuck
would
would I
have said
say
6, I would
6?
have called you a fucking idiot to your face. Like, man, you are fucking.
I'd be fucking full of shit if I said 6 out of 10.
We need to have an intro that says whoever's full of shit that time out be like, dumbass of the week.
I'm going to I'm
Oh,
going to go
yeah.
one. I'm gonna go 1 as well. This was not good in any sense of the word. The ending almost like was made it
Almost savable.
almost worth it, but no, like not even worth it in the slightest. One of the worst of the series by a country mile. But let's close things out by the best of the three, and really that's like that was a layup of a prize there. It is season 5, episode 15, called Cyborg.
Thursday, between the flesh
What are you doing to me?
You die without this gadgetry.
and the machine lies a new hero.
What the hell are you made of?
I was just about to ask you that.
Clark, I hit him full on. He didn't have a scratch on him.
Cyborg Smallville, followed by Beauty and the Geek 2 on the WB Thursday.
Victor Stone was a former football player for Metropolis until his car rolled over and Victor died. Everyone thought Victor died until he was saved by a crazed scientist. After a faithful scientist frees Victor, he realizes his life is in jeopardy. And after a unsuspecting run-in with a familiar figure, Clark offers his help towards Victor. Soon, Clark finds out Lex is involved in everything that has happened to Victor and presses the issue, while in the meantime, Lex takes care of Victor while he is being hunted. After hearing Victor's passionate love story of his girl, Lana then realizes how much Clark and herself are parting ways. Elsewhere, Martha received an incriminating DVD-ROM showing Clark's abilities, and Lionel offers to help her find the blackmailer. So, we got Cyborg in this show. Cyborg is now canon, and he was the best part of the episode for me personally. Shout out to Lee Thompson Young, who did a great job in the role.
R.I.P. Lee Thompson Young.
Yeah, R.I.P. to that guy. My first introduction was he was on a Disney Channel hit with the famous Jet Jackson, which I grew up loving that show and I thought he was fantastic.
And you know what? It sucks that he took his own life because.
Oh yeah, dude, it was
of his
so
depression.
horrible. I couldn't believe that happened. He
He
was
was
so
such a good
young. He should have done so much more, especially on television shows. The last role I think I could remember
Rizzoli and
correctly.
I was the last thing I saw him on.
The last thing I saw him was it made it a guest star on the Terminator show, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. He played a cop, a detective in that show.
Yeah, he was also Chris Comer in the Peter Berg movie Friday Night Lights, not the TV show. So
He's also in The Hills Have Eyes Part 2.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, I remember.
which has a total IMDb score of 5.1. So I can't wait to watch that later.
I
But-
like that. Well, look, I like the remake. The 2006 remake is 10 times better. But this,
Oh
I
yeah.
like the sequel. Wes Craven made the
Honestly,
sequel.
but honestly, I didn't watch the original Hills Have Eyes, so I've only watched the remake of the film, which I thought
Yeah.
it was a better movie.
Well, what it is the Alexandria, the guy who made High Tensions, and Wes Craven chose him personally to remake the movie. He did a great job. You know, even Wes Craven said he did a much better job than I did in the original film. But then Wes Craven wanted to had an idea for the sequel, and I guess the guy was busy doing something else. And so Wes Craven said, "Well, I'll just make the sequel." And so he got his son, I think, to direct it. His son directed it. Wes Craven wrote the script for it and everything. And yeah, Wes Craven co-wrote and directed the 2007 sequel to the remake.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah. And like Wes Craven was on set the whole time, so basically he kind of spearheaded directed it, but his son directed it. So I was like, I did not know that. I was sitting there because I saw behind the scenes Wes Craven doing this, like telling the guy, "Oh, go over here and like this." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I was like,
Yeah,
cool,
because you're saying like he's more hands-on in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like over here, like. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, this Lee Thompson Young is great in this episode, though.
Oh
Lee
yeah,
Thompson
he's the
Young,
best part about that. And also, this is our first live action debut of Cyborg. His first appearance was the Teen Titans,
I
that
was gonna
character
say, yeah,
Cyborg.
he was in Teen Titans had Cyborg on their show, so we had a Cyborg in animation and Cyborg in live action. You love to
And
see
I'm
that.
surprised that they like I didn't really know much about the Cyborg character and his backstory, but they definitely drastically changed the backstory of how he became Cyborg. They had the accident happen, him becoming Cyborg stays true, but where he was made was completely different. This was made from Luthor Corp, but in the original Cyborg, I don't know if I remember correctly, I could be wrong. It was made out of Star Labs from his father, trying to save him from the accident. Which it might have been around like the New 52 or something.
Might have been. But I wanted, instead of, say, Victor Stone's father, like the scientist is Dr. Alistair Krieg, played by Mackenzie Gray,
Mm-hmm.
which was an interesting choice to say the least.
yeah, but I also thought that I thought that when he crashed into Lana's car, it reminded me when he crashed into the bus.
Oh yeah, that's a good callback because that crash, like I was like, whoa, like it was like I knew
In real life, Lana would be dead. Let's just face it. In real life,
Yeah,
that engine would have
or
killed
she'll
her.
probably suffer a head trauma in a
for
coma.
sure.
Like Lana would not have been walking out there, but I do like that he's kind. He even brought her to the hospital. Like because you expect, oh, this is the villain of the week, and you're like, no, this isn't the villain of the week. This is actually a good guy.
It is sort of like a freak of the week, but the as the villain in the
But the
episode.
scientists are the bad
The
guys.
scientist, yeah, the scientist from Luthor Corp, including Lex, which he was actually involved in from bringing back Victor Stone or saving his life.
I do also like that, like the Lex and Clark scene, like in like Victor's backstory, and then like how Lex is like literally the one behind this and everything, pulling the strings, like the big puppet master behind all this.
Oh yeah.
Like also like it feels very Terminator-esque, like whenever he looked at his arm and his arm has a machine element. It reminds me of scene in T2.
I
Whenever
mean, if you
Arnold
really
was,
think about it, like Cyborg was essentially a rip off from Terminator. From like,
oh, you think that's when they're in Lex's mansion talking, Clark and Lex, you literally hear the Terminator beat, like boom, boom, boom.
oh yeah, you could definitely hear the music snuck right
I'm like, oh
into
my
that
god, okay,
episode.
really? We get it. You've seen Terminator 2.
It's literally Terminator meets $1 Million Man. What you brought
$6 million
up earlier,
$6
$6 Million
million
Man. Yeah, yeah.
Really, it's like this is their blockbuster. We have like a definitive list of all the blockbuster movies now they've rented
We have their
this week.
receipts.
And it's like literally, it's like okay, nice try. Oh, wait till next week. What movies they rip off? You'll notice the first movie you see, you're like, oh my god, did they really rip up that Joel Schumacher film? Did they really rip off this Joel Schumacher?
It was
Like,
interesting that him and Clark was not the first time they crossed paths. They both played football like during his senior year from different schools, which that was pretty interesting.
I mean, also I do like that, that like how like Lex's men are hunting him and like how Lex is the bad guy in this and how like he's trying like Lex he's trying to I'm trying to help you. And also Lex references the $6 million man. He says, you're worth a lot more than $6 million. And I'm like, okay, ha ha. I saw what you
Didn't
did
Victor
there.
once said that when he got his new arm of like I feel like $1 billion or something?
Which, by the way, in the business we call that, Ryan.
Foreshadowing. Insert clip here.
In the business we call this foreshadowing. Like which I mean also, Clark stopping Lex is like I like how like when the SWAT team shows up in the barn and they try to take Victor and then Clark beats the shit out of them.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought that was great.
That was great, but I don't know how they're not going to remember his face. Like, hey, there's a Kent boy that threw us up, tossed us up like it was nothing.
And I like how like Lex's line to Clark at the end. I thought that was really cool. And like Lex's scene at the end.
Yeah, he's trying to fucking change his story to what actually happened. Like, no, that's not how it happened. He's full of shit. He was trying to make him less of a human because they're trying to turn him into a weapon, a super soldier.
Also, they don't have tracking gear to track Victor. They don't have like a GPS or
Yeah, they didn't
LoJack.
even try to LoJack him, his brain, while he was when they put him on state.
You would
Also,
think that there would be like a failsafe for that kind of thing.
And they just and he no Lex just like, okay, let's just let him go. They escaped. I'm not going to come after him again.
I'm like, what?
Like you got
spent
he has a
more than
company
six-
property and you're not going to try to go after him?
You spent more than $6 billion making him indestructible. You don't think you don't think that this is a lot of software? I mean, come on. This dude literally is a dead
But
body.
I'm trying to get
walking
Clark
around.
off my ass about it, so I'm going to let him go. That makes
Also,
no sense.
it makes no sense that he should have like scars and I mean, like literally, you put robots in, he should have scars at least on his
Those
face.
are not even his. Those are not his real skin on him. Those are fake skin.
No, like it's like look.
But
I
it's a
mean,
science fiction show. It's not real. It's bullshit. They're gonna make up a fake skin tissue to put on him.
It just this is definitely the best episode of the three. It's the best story. Like at the ending in the barn where Catherine and Victor like reunite, I thought that was great. And then
Oh
when
yeah, the moment she hugged him and she felt that there's a hard wire that she can feel the metal stuff. I was like, what the hell did they do to you?
he says it's a long story and she's like, "We got time." I'm like,
It seems like that she was really accepting him and because he was so afraid to face her because now he's different and don't think that she would accept him. And one of my favorite touching moment was when he was talking about his story about him being in an accident and his family died. And it's like, hey, I passed out. I was expecting to see some angels by the time I woke up, but nope, I didn't get a chance to reunite with my family.
and then we get another Lana and Clark kerfuffle. I'm like, guys, either shit or get off the pot. Like
I know. I was like,
Lois is
do you
in
love
this
me? I would
damn
always
show.
love you. Oh my God. It's like this whole relationship drama. Please end this shit. Come on
It's
already.
like Lois is already established. We could start siphoning her off now. Like,
also, I did like the Lex and the Lionel and Martha stuff, where like Lionel's to gain her trust. Lionel's hired somebody to blackmail
Oh,
her,
yeah.
and then he literally just set it all up to like, oh, which I'm like, Martha is a dumb bitch for not even believing that shit. Okay,
Well,
like
obviously Lionel literally did stage the whole blackmail to gain her trust. And we see at the end, he has the footage of Clark saving Lana in the explosion at the Warehouse
and
15.
it plays that whole song of music from like season 3,
Yeah,
where like, when he goes to prison.
was it? I don't think it was the same song. I don't remember. It might have had some similarity with this whole opera music that they're playing, the dramatic, like dark and ominous or something. But then he said, "Your secret is safe with me, Kal-El." He calls him by his Kryptonian name.
I do like that. Like honestly,
So I want to know what Ryan thinks about it. How did he feel that he knows that he is Kryptonian and he knows everything? He called his name Kal-El.
What do you
well, I
think?
mean, it's been established that that Lionel is like Jor-El's human host now, so that makes a lot of sense to me.
But Clark does not know that he remembers that he's been possessed by Jor-El. They use him as a vessel. So apparently he does remember. So he knows a lot more than what he's letting on. And also going back to the Reckoning episode, I know we brought this up before, but what did you think that was in that photo that Lionel gave to Jonathan before his death, and what set him off completely to really beat the living crap out of him?
Well, I think considering how Martha reacted, it could be the sped up footage, but again, that was just a photo, so I can't say for certain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also when he says Kal-El, it starts to add up, and then you start putting two together by the end of the episode of Reckoning. Yeah, I think it had something to do with Clark that he knows.
I mean, Lionel is always the kind of guy who always knows more than he's letting on, but especially now is like the impulse is strong.
I agree.
I think we've
Yeah, I
covered
think we
just
covered enough of this one.
yeah, I think we've covered just about everything. So Jacob, 1 to 10.
I will say I'm gonna give this a rating. I would say about a 7 out of 10.
All right, Matt, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, the more I talk about it, the more I enjoy this. This is definitely the best out of the three, so I'm definitely the same rating as his, is 7 out of 10.
I'm going 7.5, and I'm giving a little extra for that ending with Victor and Catherine. I thought that was beautiful, and that was like that put it over the top for me. I mean, this is easily the best of the three we're going to cover this week, but like it could have been just pretty good, and it would have blown past those other two. But
Yeah,
pass it on.
it definitely made up from Tomb episode, from that big atrocious storyline. But good thing that they added another new addition of DC character that we've crossed paths with.
I agree, but I pass it off to all of you. What did you think of these episodes? Let us know in the comments. Love to read what you have to say. It is a privilege to do this show every single week with Matt and with Jacob. Jacob, what have you got coming up on your channel?
Porn.
Of course. But
No.
seriously though.
Well, by the time this airs, I will have a watch along of me that sometimes feels like porn, Wild Things, with these two ass hats. And we will be watching it. We will be rocking out with our Glocks out. And we will be watching Wild Things on my channel. And it's a fantastic movie. It's really interesting. It stars Matt Dillon, Kevin Bacon, Denise Richards, Nev Campbell, and Bill Murray, and Robert Wagner. So I mean, it's a fantastic movie. I think you'll like it. And then I just did my review. By the time this airs, my review for War for the Planet of the Apes will drop, and then by this coming week, I will have my review for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and I will have a video game review for Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, Jacob's channel is always linked in the description. He helped me review The Mummy last week, so definitely check that review out. It will have dropped on the channel by the time this airs. But Matt, your link tree is also in the description. What have you got coming up?
Well, I've recently put up a review of the Fall Guys, so be sure to check that out. And also, by the time you watch this video, my review for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes will already be up. So definitely check that out as well. I'm still in a working progress of editing my review of Challengers, so keep an eye open for that. And yeah, I appreciate coming on in this episode, covering one okay episode, not so good episode, but the third episode, Cyborg, so good.
Yeah, well, subscribe to both of these guys, and as for this channel, I am going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm actually, by the time this goes up live, my review for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes will have happened. But I'm also going to be doing a ranking because there will be 10 films in the Planet of the Apes series, so that ranking will be going up. I'm aiming for a Monday release date on that one. And then the 1999 Project every Friday, Talking Silence on Monday. So a lot of good stuff coming to the channel. So subscribe if you have not. I am within striking distance of 500 subscribers. So if you have not checked me out and you want to subscribe, please do so. But for Jacob Collins, for Matt Wyatt, my name is Ryan Can for Truth for Justice for the American Way. Always hold on to Smallville. You all have a good one.